Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Valiant. It's the tier 5 British medium tank. It's a premium and it's located on the northeast spawn of province under the command of ProvoBob. Now, as you may know, ProvoBob's in Australia and that's why he's got a kangaroo on the side of his turret. And that means, of course, that yes, there's more than likely going to be some bots in the game. Well, in actual fact, there aren't that many bots in this game, but it is a tier 5 game with tier 4 tanks in it. Let's see how he gets on. Well, 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. It's a 75mm main gun. This is described by David Fletcher as one of the worst British tanks ever built, and with good reason. The drivers hated it so much, they said they could only drive so far before they would be physically impaired by the characteristics of the machine. It drove like a pig. It really was absolutely awful. It's got fantastic armor, but it's a truly dreadful tank. And that's why only one prototype was produced, and it currently resides in the Tank Museum at Bollingdon, and there will never be any more. Well, it was actually a tank that was designed for the Far East. It's the A38, that's the design number, and they started work on it in 1943, and by 1944 they had 2 prototypes with different engines, but only one has survived. Now, the 75mm gun is a Mark V, capable of 110 alpha, and with standard rounds it will go through 91mm of armor, but with the APCR it will go for 144. And you can see that ProvoBob's gone straight to the premium ammo to make sure he gets maximum effectiveness from his shells. Okay, Hetzer. Now with the Hetzer, the best way to do it is to actually try and shoot through their sides, but with the premium rounds he can carve straight through the front. He did take 1 hit from that Hetzer. He fired a heat round and it did penetrate. 430 hit points lost, so we're down to half our hit points, and you can see that ProvoBob's already starting to angle to try and avoid that Hetzer doing it again. He's got the 105mm gun, so he's capable of doing at least 410 with his alpha, so he got a high roll with that shot. Just wants to avoid getting another hit. Well, that one didn't pen, but he can get the pens now because he can slice straight through that lower plate. Here's the Hetzer again. Pumps one in. It's going to take a hit. He did, but it didn't pen. He blocked the shot, and this DW2 is a bot, and he's just coming on even though he's being fired at. He hit us in the tracks, but he's not going to get through those. And now look at this. He's being carved up. And the kill shot goes to the Matilda on our team, who's across the valley. Or was it? No, it's not the Matilda, it was a P2640. My mistake. He's still across the valley, though. Okay, some enemy tanks have made it up onto the east side of the map. In fact, we've got a Covenanter, a Cruiser Mark IV, but both of those are light tanks, and they're not going to fare so well if ProvoBob uses the standard AP, because the AP will go straight through them. Fires this first one through. Unfortunately, he's still using the APCR. He's got to learn to switch to AP for these light tanks. Luckily, again, that only hit the tracks. It's much better off if he switches to AP for these guys, because they're tier 4s. They're not going to be able to take the armor piercing rounds. They'll just go straight through them. And thanks to that M4A1 being there, oh, well, that's one of the enemy tanks gone. The Covenanter's gone, but now we're dealing with a Matilda, and yes, we probably do need the premium rounds for that guy. So he has got 2 hits in, 3 hits in. Starting to get some damage on that guy, but he is taking shots from the Matilda. And that guy's got the 2-pounder gun, so he's getting about 55 hit points alpha each time he's firing in. And so he's already managed to accumulate over 150 hit points. Bob's backing up so he can get a better shot on the guy from longer range. Now, ProvoBob actually does have 3 marks of excellence. Oh, he decapitated that cruiser. He literally tore the roof off him. He got 457 hit points from that guy. Hammer-racked him. And now he's going to finish off the Matilda. Just missed out on it there. Got the tracks, though. Yes, I have the feeling the M4A1's going to get the Matilda. Oh, he didn't. But ProvoBob can finish him off if he can get the shot in, and he does. Okay, we've 4 tanks up on the enemy. And Bob's now going to deal with the OI experimental. Now, yes, this behemoth, a heavy tank, a super heavy tank, that was quite difficult to deal with when they first came into the game. I know a lot of people, well, quite impressed with the heavy weight of those OIs. He's also firing at a Matilda Black Prince down there. Now, they do have very heavy armor. Thankfully, those are also a tank that never went into production. Very slow tank, but you can penetrate it. One more shot should see him out the game if he gets a high roll. No, he didn't. In which case, this will be the last shot. Oh! He hit the tracks. And that's a kill. So 4 kills now for ProvoBob. Still got to deal with the OI. There's only 2 enemy left now. They're Arty and the OI. I think Bob's decided he's going to go down and deal with it. He's pulled up his man pants and he's into action. First shot pens. He's going to need at least 3 shots to get this guy. In fact, more than 3 shots now, but look at that. He's tracked the guy. Oh! That's unfortunate. I don't think this game's going to last very much longer, though. The OI is the last enemy tank, and he's down to 8 hit points. He can be ram-killed now. Not that you want to ram-kill a heavy tank, he would actually damage you quite considerably, even though the 776 was trying to do it, and he got wiped out as a result. But yes, 1 shot into that OI, he will be out the game. No doubt about that. Now, he's decided to defend himself by backing his back up against the wall, parking his posterior, and in the end, it's the Arty that finishes him off. A nice shot from the Bishop. Here's the end of battle stats. That was another ace tanker game for ProvoBob in the Valiant. He got a demolition expert. Yes, because he blew that Cruiser Mark IV to pieces. Turret went clean off the vehicle and he picked up a huge amount of hit points in just one fell swoop. In fact, it was 457 hit points. 1 shot went straight through him. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. And a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 12. But not only that, he got the high caliber. He did the most damage in that game overall, at least 20% of the enemy hit pool. And his win rate in that game was 10,174. And I think you can see now why he has 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. He likes this tank, he plays it a lot, and he gets a lot of damage in it. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he definitely got the highest damage in the game because he was the only player to get over 2,000 hit points. In fact, he got 2,644. Second highest damage went to the KV-1 on the enemy team with 1,809. And the third highest damage went to the Bishop, who was being particularly effective. He got 1,345 hit points out of that game. When it came to kills, it was ProvoBob again. Yes, 4 kills to him, 3 kills to the Bishop and the P2640, and 2 kills went to the AMX ELC on his team, who also got a patrol duty and scout, and also the KV-1 and the M41 HMC on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, there's only one player in it. Yes, it's ProvoBob. 1,471. He was the only one to get over 1,000. In fact, his nearest competitor was one of his own teammates, the P2640, and he only got less than half the amount that ProvoBob managed to get at 662. Could you believe that? With the AMX CLC getting 654. He fired 37 rounds, most of them premium. 30 direct hits on the enemy, 23 pens, 2,644 hit points of damage, of which 120 were at more than 300 meters, so most of it at close range. Received 22 hits from the enemy in that game. 7 of those penetrated, 15 bounced off, and he blocked damage of 1,465 hit points. A lot of the shots actually did hit the tracks instead of actually going through the vehicle. He did actually suffer a loss in this game. He fired so much premium ammo and didn't switch to standard ammo when he should have, the moments I mentioned. He could have actually done a lot of damage and still ended up with a profit, but as it was, because he spent 103,600 credits on premium rounds, he ended up with a loss of 73,703 credits altogether on a free-to-play account. But he did pick up some XP, 1,863, and I'm sure that makes his crew even better. So yes, another ace tanker game, another, well, you could say he's almost seal clubbing the enemy at this point, but he did get killed in the end, so it is fair. You know, he did get wiped out by a big tank. Yeah, it's like that video with that Jingles did the other day. Pick on someone your own size. And when he did pick on somebody who was actually bigger than him, he got wiped out. Well, there we go. It does happen sometimes that the puppies kick back and they kill you. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.